So, what is the Groovenians?
It's the place.
We're the Groovenians.
The Groovenians is a cartoon pilot from around 2002. The short aired on Cartoon Network but was never picked up. The short was created by Kenny Scharf, a surrealist painter from Brooklyn. I've actually written a paper about one of his art pieces that I really like that was featured at the Newburgh Art Museum. The Groovenians has a surprising cast of familiar names involved. The pilot was directed by Jordan Rychek, who worked on Invader Zim. The voice cast includes Paul Rubin,
This is crack.
Drenna De Niro, Jeff Bennett, who's been in like everything, Dennis Hopper, and even RuPaul is in it. The theme song was even made by the B-52s. The intro is definitely the best part of the pilot. The second best part is the voice acting, even though they don't have a lot to work with because of the lackluster.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
The writing in the Groovenians is kind of messy. When you reflect on the main plot beats, it seems like it should be pretty straightforward to execute. Two artistic kids are held back by their boring society, and try to find acceptance on the planet Gruvinia. It sounds like a simple enough premise, but the pilot doesn't put its focus in the right places. Jet and Glindy are tired of their boring life on the planet Jeepers. They enjoy expressing themselves creatively, using fake words and doing very sexually suggestive things.
They've never felt the warm glow of creative juice wash all over them.
You flop me out! Let's swing!
You have to talk to them. This is a disgrace.
All right.
I love this. The mom is like, you gotta shut this shit down. My man's over here just trying to have his wheat slop.
When are you gonna learn that you can't have your cake and eat it too, huh?
The two hear from a neighbor kid, Nixon, about a magical planet of free hipsters called Gruvinia. He sings to them about Gruvinia in a song that was not made by the B-52s, so it's not very good.
Gruvinia!
Gruvinia! Gruvinia is the place to be. Fun for you and fun for me. Gruvinia is all I see. Money back guarantee!
Nixon gives Jet and Glindy his old apartment key before his, Bubby Wubby takes him away.
Do you love your bubby wubby? Come on, say it.
Oh, yes, yes, yes! For crying out loud, I love my Bubby Wubby!
Oh, that's nuts. Now, lean over. I want to whisper something to you. You little schmendrick! I've been worried sick. You're gonna march straight into your room and stay there for the next 20 years!
The families of Jet and Glindy try to end their relationship and force them into mundane jobs in the most subtle way possible.
Jet and Glindy, come on down!
Jet's parents try to set him up with Glindy's sister, and this is strange, but not the weirdest thing that we see.
Are you crazy? I love Glindy!
And I love Jet.
We belong together.
That's it! I've had it with this free-thinking insanity. It's time to bid farewell to Jet, and hello to your exciting new life of greed and boredom. You two make quite a couple.
The pair escape their now demonic families and make off for the airport to leave their homeworld.
I'm too young to die!
Be sharp right in there, Daddy!
They'll be back.
On behalf of Planet Jeepers, we hope you've had a beige time.
On the flight, they meet their flight attendant, Champagne Courvoisier, played by RuPaul.
Hey, sucker. I'm your flight attendant, Champagne Courvoisier. Welcome aboard the one and only slamming, jamming, supercalifragilistic, there ain't no other, intergalactic bus. Taking y'all booties on a one-way, non-stop, first-class trip to your favorite hood and mine.
They then land at the J. Edgar Hoover Airport and come across a talking tree with high heels that only speaks in rhyme.
Choose a Reno tree, your groovalicious guide to Gruvinia. Choose love, yeah.
Tracy Tree over here says some bullshit before helping them find their new apartment.
Come on, babies. First things first. It's not your bubble I want to burst. I know waiting is a pain. I don't mean to be your bane. Without it, though, there is no gain. You think it's gonna rain?
Whoa! What does that mean?
It means you gotta find a path. You know, shelter, baby, shelter.
They shove a key in a hole in the tree, they really jam it in there, and they're magically teleported to their new apartment. The apartment is inhabited by 3 hipsters, most notably Suavo. Suavo is the best character in this.
What is this? Why do you talk to Suavo in this way?
We all know you have a face with a view, but enough already. It's dripping from the walls here.
They're all funny, very beautiful, for the simple reason that I am very beautiful. Holy smokes!
Ooh, I hate you. Yet I love you. Yet I hate you. It's a love-hate.
Stop it, you two.
Stop it, Rod. Stop. Leviosa.
Who are you?
Hi, my name's Jet. This is Glindy, and we're from...
What are you selling?
Like I said, we're from...
Oh, we got at the office. Yes, goodbye to you now. Thank you. Okay.
Suavo initially dismisses the duo, but then brings Glindy inside to put the moves on her.
Gee, Glindy, I guess they don't want us. Maybe we should...
Jet, now alone at the door, is greeted by the other roommate, who also puts the moves on him.
Hello. Hello.
Who's there? Oh, well, hello there, sir.
Why, I'm not a sailor, lady.
I'm not at the beach, this is a bathtub.
Then their 6-eyed dog makes dolphin noises and a laugh track plays because the audio editing in this is a little weird. Jet, Glindy, and the roommates all become acquainted through an anti-gravity dance orgy.
It is time to do Lambo.
There's so much to see and do here in Gruvinia. I just want to open every pore in my body and let it all soak in.
Their fun is disrupted by King Norman of the Normals, a robot that oppresses people and only loves money.
You creative little insects think the whole universe is about love and art. How pretentious. Let me tell you, the reason you and your pathetic creativity exist is to feed my greed.
It's revealed that the Groovenians have to pay a tax of water to the Normals. Water being used as currency? What is this, 2032? The Normals then sing a song about how much they like money.
Money. Cause it's liquid. Money. Makes me happy. Money. It's where it's at. Money makes my world go round. Oh yeah!
No deeper motivation, and no character development. The villains just hate art and love money. The energy they bring is like a plateau in the pilot until they're banished by having paint squirted on them. The magic of art causes them to dance, and then they float out of the building because of the anti-gravity generator, but the main characters aren't affected, and I'm not sure.
You crazy Grovinians! You've escaped my greedy clutches this time, but I'll be back, and you better have your taxes, or it's back to Jeepers with you, and your little dog too!
The short ends with everyone dancing and eating Gizzarino cake. If you can't tell, the entire narrative is built like a cardboard house. Technically, it has structure, but it's flimsy, bland, and would not last long. The entire first half is the duo trying to get to Gruvinia. Now I get that their previous life and its issues have to be established for the contrast, but the way that their issues are discussed and presented get repetitive really quickly. The viewer is presented with 2 ideas. Art is inherently good, and not liking art and instead focusing on work is inherently bad. As core concepts, these ideas are not an issue. Their execution is the issue. These 2 ideas are all anybody talks about in the first half, and we struggle to get a feel for who the characters are outside of these opinions. However, we'll get to the issues with the characters soon. Things get kind of surreal in the first half on the world that's supposed to be boring. This whole game show segment and the aftermath with everybody turning evil feels a little out of place with the planet. Jeepers is supposed to be a bland and unimaginative world. This sequence has imagination. It seems out of place to me at first, but it serves a purpose to compel the duo to leave as quickly as they can and move the plot forward. I think the first half would have been better if the families were less aggressive and were more lethargic in their blandness. The second half of the pilot isn't written well either. The duo have 2 short interactions with the flight attendant and the tree character, and I feel like they should have just been one character. The writing during the exchange with the tree feels pretty empty. The first appearance of the roommates is kind of fun, actually. Suavo is established as this narcissist that the other two kind of just deal with. It's nothing brilliant, but here it's the most entertaining part. It's entertaining here because of the voice acting mainly, but also the dialogue is written kind of well. Perhaps it's just my undying love of Jeff Bennett's golden voice.
Alright, quit toying with my emotions. I thought we were friends.
Anytime Jet and Glindy interact with someone new, they just say, "Glad to meet you."
Hi, Nixon. Glad to see ya. We're awful glad to meet you, Zazzy. I'm Jet, and this is my girlfriend, Glindy.
Hiya.
Now tell Suavo, what is your name, my pet?
I'm Glindy. I'm glad to be here.
The dialogue feels pretty repetitive and kind of lazy. It feels like beginner shit, like 2 talking heads going, "Hi, my name is A, my name is B. How are you? Fine, how are you?" It's dull, and a lot of the dialogue is awkward like this. The duo and the roommates just kind of become friends. They don't talk much about their interests or anything like that. You could argue that they bond through the power of dance. And that's nice for them, but the audience needs to see their connection more. The existence of the Normans in Gruvinia is kind of confusing. I'm going with the theory that Gruvinia was a communist utopia akin to heaven itself, until it was colonized by capitalist robots. The Normans aren't fleshed out. They fill the same role and have the same energy as the Jeepers people. And it's okay for them to fill the same antagonistic role, they just need to be different and interesting.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Jet and Glindy are the main characters. They don't have any special talents of their own that makes them individual, except for maybe Jet's ability to play the bongos, but whatever. The main takeaway of their relationship is that Glindy is sort of the, top. Glindy is more assertive and outspoken about her beliefs, which solely consist of making art and being in a relationship with Jet. It's funny because their new roommates are swingers. Suavo, again, is the most entertaining of the roommates. The other 2 roommates, what are their fucking names? Spleep Sploop and Wiggle Bitch. They're fine. Nothing deep, but they're at least a little funny.
Well, what do you think we should do, Lalasha?
Well, let's see. At Gruvinia, 24 hours isn't until tomorrow. And tomorrow is another day! Here, have some Juicerino cake!
I don't get why such a boring planet like Jeepers has a 6-eyed dog that makes dolphin noises. It doesn't really fit in. Such a weird animal would only come from Gruvinia, but it doesn't matter. RuPaul's character is kind of fun, but they're only there briefly, so kind of a letdown. The tree is weird, a little creepy. It could have been scrapped for more RuPaul stuff. Nixon is kind of funny, and unlike a lot of the other side characters, he serves more of a purpose.
Jet. Glindy. Yo, yo, I'm back.
Wow, Nixon, where have you been all this time?
Yeah, we've heard some really strange stories of what happened to you.
Yeah, well, you know, they're all true. Gruvinia.
Ooh, Gruvinia.
The family characters are pretty one-note. It would have been better if their motivations were more understandable outside of just controlling their kids' lives and eating wheat slop. The Normans have similar issues to the family members as antagonists. The Normans are a little bit more entertaining, though.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
For a CGI pilot from 2002, the animation isn't too bad. There's definitely some awkward moments like the walk cycles or some of the basic movements looking rigid, but I don't hold these against the pilot. The designs of the characters are pretty distinct. A lot of creativity has clearly gone into the world of Gruvinia, and it's thanks to Kenny Scharf. The pilot was supposed to blend his surreal style with the style of shows like The Jetsons, and you get that vibe from it. I especially like the difference in character designs between the Jeepers people and the Groovenians. I like that the Groovenians are more colorful and have these weird head swirls. I like that Jet and Glindy are more rigidly shaped as a reflection of the society they grew up in, yet they're still colorful to represent who they actually are. I think it's funny that Jeepers has cookie-cutter houses, Lego lawns, and the people are actually made of plastic.
The vacuum furnace of your plastic hair, my dear, your exquisite presence humbles our simple home.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The Groovenians is an interesting pilot. It's not a complete train wreck, however the writing is missing a certain edge that drags the whole thing down. There are interesting ideas and fun elements, but they aren't sewn together with a strong enough thread. The visuals are more creative than the story, but for what it is, I kind of like it. The whole thing, though awkward at times, has its own charm to it. Pilot episodes are infamous for being lackluster in the grand scheme of a TV series, and I just wonder what could have been if the Groovenians was better received. If you'd like to see more commentary about shows, movies, or any other media, leave a comment below, and be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out. Keep it groovy, y'all.
Excuse me, Mr. One-Eyed Man? We're your new roommates from some far-off distant planet, and we brought our really weird pet. We should...